Most of us only travel from one habitable planet to another, if we travel at all. But to me, the wilderness of space has always been more alluring than any inhabited world. Unexplored, hidden, out of the way places, void of people, desolate and empty. That's where I have found the most beauty and the most peace. In space, I find solitude, and on a few occasions, I have felt a deep connection to the planets I have visited. Let me share a few of them with you. When Vastera was first formed, it had a dense atmosphere and plenty of water. Now it is cold, dry, and barren. From space, it looks wrinkled and pockmarked. You can see the remnants of large river systems, as well as many craters, the results of countless impact events. It is believed that the original atmosphere lacked magnetic field protection, making it vulnerable to solar winds. It was probably all stripped away long ago when its sun was young and still unstable. The surface has a certain desolate beauty, a familiar sight to me, but one I never tire of. And when dust storms don't ravage the surface, the night sky is magnificent. The silence and solitude on worlds like this soothes my soul. There might be a tragedy hidden here, though. In the northern hemisphere, close to the North Pole, I discovered something completely unexpected. The remnants of a large statue, all but eroded away. 2 giant feet, to be exact, made from locally sourced materials. Where this planet inhabited once, before it lost its atmosphere. Did they all die? Did they escape to other worlds, perhaps? We can never know for sure, and either way they are gone. Iapra is a water world with a broken moon. It seems like it once was a comet that collided violently with something and was caught in the gravity field of the planet below. The moon is rich in iron and silicates and prone to mining. It was the moon I was sent to survey, which I did, but it was the planet below that caught my interest. An endless ocean covered Iapra, with not a single landmass to be found. But there were shallows teeming with marine life in gigantic and colorful coral reefs. The water was so shallow in some places that you could see the waves break. Close to the surface, Iapra seems like a bright and friendly place, with sunlight dancing on the surface and languid waves rolling past. So full of life, it was not restricted to the shallows alone. As my drones sank deeper and deeper, they registered countless life forms and several leviathan-class creatures among them. Iapra has a core of ice, but it is not regular frozen water because the core is quite warm. The immense pressure that deep down creates a different type of ice. The water near the core has been compressed into a cubic crystalline form of ice known as Ice 7. Locaris is a small rocky planet that orbits very far from its sun. And the Locaris system is located in a dark corner of space with few stars in the sky. Because of its location, it took a while before prospectors understood what made it special. Darkness. Locaris only reflects about 1% of the light that hits its surface. This made it difficult to find. For a long time, it was believed that there were only 7 planets in the Locaris system. And when the 8th was found, I was sent there for preliminary scans. The planet was small, cold, and uninviting. The sunlight was faint this far out from the system's core. I landed on the day side, but it was dark as night and quiet. It was believed that the lack of reflective clouds could contribute to the planet's light absorption. Something I quickly confirmed when I first arrived there. But this was not the whole explanation. Locaris also contains large quantities of chemicals and minerals in unusual combinations. They absorb the light. I cannot tell you what they are, because most of them are unknown and have yet to be named. Bandua is the complete opposite of Locaris, a triple star system with a single planet, a planet of light. Small and rocky, it orbits twin stars that are themselves spinning slowly around each other, and further out, a third sun is circling the central ones. A low flyover was all that was required of me here, but I decided to land, don my suit, and go for a walk. I walked carefully over the rocky surface, amongst triple shadows and constant eclipses, as its 3 parent stars crossed each other's paths in the sky. I stayed for a long time and watched the seemingly never-ending sunset. The sun's colors and sizes reflect their masses, temperatures, and the distance to the planet. Through the atmosphere, one of them seemed almost blue, and the other reddish-white. The last one seemed duller, overshadowed by the other 2. It never got completely dark, and the spill of colors from the ever-changing angles and combinations of sunlight was mesmerizing. Zarmina is tidally locked. One side always faces the sun. The other always faces the cold dark of space. That in itself is not too unusual. One side is covered in eternal night, dark and cold, with temperatures far below freezing. The other side is continuously bathed in sunlight, a never-ending day, reducing the surface to a scorching hot desert. The immediate disadvantage of a tidally locked planet is obvious. One side cooks while the other freezes, and this plays havoc with the weather systems. But still, between night and day, in the dawn and dusk that stretched all around the planet like a thin belt, there was life. A narrow stripe of purple between two opposite wastelands. The dawn and dusk is ravaged by storms due to the violent mixing of hot and cold air from each side of the planet. The creatures that live here are mostly burrowers, living partially underground and migrating long distances to survive temperature variations and find water. How different their perception of the world around them must be from ours. They cannot tell the passing of time by days or years or seasons like we do. If their lives are in any way divided into cycles, it's irregular cycles of hot and cold, wet and dry. There are many others I could have told you about. Fiery worlds orbiting pulsars, enormous gas giants bigger than their sun, beautiful ring systems and storms that circle a whole planet endlessly. But that will have to wait for another time, perhaps, and another place.